Welcome to the Spirit of a Badass, where we celebrate stories of courage, hope, and resiliency. I'm your host, Alecia Jacobson. What's up, my badasses? Welcome to today's show. Thank you, as always, for being here. A little shout out to my fellow Boone's Farm drinkers back in the 90s. I received many messages about how that hit you. So shout out to you. Today, I'm going to share a little bit about what I am currently looking forward to. I've kind of talked in the past. I did an episode on creating anchors that you can anchor yourself to look forward to, especially when times are stressful or rough or you're just going through it. And one, I think many of us are going through it. I know I'm going through it right now. And I'm kind of sitting with that and trying to figure out what's my best way to kind of navigate this. And I mean, I fucking know that's a thing. Like, we just have to ride the wave. We have to just go through it. And we know that you'll be high and you'll be low. And there's always the things, right? But when you are feeling low or you're feeling kind of a lacking, maybe I guess is a way to put it, like just like something, you need something. I really find that having something to look forward to, something to just kind of anchor yourself and ground yourself in and appreciate can really be helpful. I was with a client a couple weeks ago and then again yesterday. And one of the things that she was talking about was creating the anchors. And she talked with her husband and they planned a few things for the summer. And that's what I'm going to talk about today is the things that I am currently looking forward to, because they don't have to be big things. They can be things that happen the mundane, which can actually be better that way, because if you can pause for a hot second and appreciate things, it can make the kind of going through the motions or the stressful times that a lot of us have to navigate a little bit more bearable and a little less like maybe that elephant crushing you, suffocating, or just feeling like it's never fucking ending. So I have a little list for you. I tried to make 5, but I actually had 7. So woohoo to me, because I got 7 things that I am currently looking forward to. And some are stupid as fuck. Some are off in the future. But I'm going to give you my list in no particular order. And my hope is that you will maybe find some humor in my list and also think of the ways when you're in the spaces that just feel like your shoes are made of cement and it's really hard, that you can find the things around you to look forward to kind of create that good feeling that we all need, to do the whole life thing. So my first one is, this is probably the stupidest one, Trader Joe's turkey bacon. It is something that my family absolutely loves. And I don't get there often, even though I'm in the area of it. It's always closed when I'm downtown where it is at. So I never get to go there. And this last week I was there. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go. So I go and I stock up on the turkey bacon, and the checkout people there, they're always so kind of animated and have all these like conversation things, which I'm actually okay with, which is weird because the weird small talk, I shut down and I act completely awkward. But for some reason there, I'm like, maybe because I can anticipate it. But she's like, are you having like a bacon party? What the fuck is a bacon party for one? But apparently I had a lot of turkey bacon. Today, I was at my exercise class and all I could think about, because I packed it with me so I could eat it afterwards, was my turkey bacon that I had in the car. And my family is looking forward to this turkey bacon. So it's just like this bright spot in our morning food. I love food. We all know I love food. Food is my friend. I love it so much. And so it's just something, it's good for you and it's high in protein. It tastes good. I like savor it when I'm eating it. Yesterday I ate a whole package. I don't know if that was the greatest. My daughter was like, because I went and picked out a package and I was doing the math on how much protein and like what was in it after I'd already consumed a package. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just mathing to see how much I ate in turkey bacon for my lunch yesterday. So The first one is Trader Joe's turkey bacon. It's so good. And so I say I didn't get to Trader Joe's very often. I was actually there, I think the week prior or week before, but I made it a point because they have been asking, can you go get the turkey bacon? And we haven't had it in months and months and months. I'm like, oh my gosh, this bacon is so expensive now. It was like twice as much. I fucking got like $30 worth of regular ass bacon. So now we really could have a bacon party with all the bacon we have. So I went back and made sure that I got the turkey bacon. But all right, number 2, weightlifting. I don't think it was on here. I think I talked about it on Instagram. I actually hate running. I hate running, but I love running. I love the adrenaline. I love the completion of it. I just hate actually doing it. But I have started weightlifting again 2 to 3 times, maybe I guess 3 to 4 times a week. And in addition to my running class and my boxing that I do. And first of all, I was sore for a good 2.5 weeks straight, which is normal. But I'm looking forward to it. It is the highlight of my week. There was one I had to cancel because I think one of my kids had an appointment or something. And I was so disappointed. And it just feels so good to find a space that you feel good in, that you look forward to. And sometimes that means kind of switching things up, which people, they joke with me a lot because I kind of collect gyms. Once I get tired of something, I get bored kind of easily. So anyway, back to the weightlifting. I'm really enjoying it and finding something that is making me happy right now. So that's just like, it's like a hit and it makes me really, really, really happy. So if you're feeling like the kind of just mundane stuff, you're just going through the motions, mix it up a little bit. That was one of the things I'm going to talk about the bingo card again in a little bit here, but that was one of the things when I did the bingo card podcast episode, but when I did the workshop prior to that was trying new classes is that people said that they wanted to do because it's fun. You get to meet new people and maybe you'll really, really enjoy it. So number 2, the thing I'm looking forward to, and I get to look forward to every week. So that's fun, is weightlifting. And it'll make me stronger. I could already feel I was doing a wall sit today. I'm like, oh, like I can feel my quads are a little bit less like soft and squishy. They're a little bit more solid. Felt good. Made me happy. All right. 3rd, listening to the birds. I think today's the first day of spring. Yeah, that's exciting. The birds came back, I think a couple weeks ago. And even though it is really effing cold out, I open up my window in the morning and I light my candles and I listen to the birds every morning. And I cannot tell you the joy that these birds bring me in their singing. Just, it makes me so happy. So happy. And that I look forward to. This morning, I got up too damn early. It was annoying. Like my brain at 4 a.m. was like, you got to pee. And you should also just get up and stay out because it's fine. Why not do that? I wasn't like anxious, nothing negative going through my head. It was just like, you know what? Let's just do this. So I got up very early. So I had a lot of bird time. They don't really wake up until I think nearly 5 o'clock is when they start chirping. So I didn't get them right away. But it does it's kind of like the coffee in the morning when you get to wake up. I think it reminds me of vacation too, because, on vacation, you have like the tropical birds and they're just like all fun outside and like greeting you with their excitement for being alive and awake in the morning. That's what I think the vibe gives me. So listening to the birds, open up your windows. I think just like even being able to open the windows has been so, so, so nice, and hearing the trees. But some people in my family don't like it because it's still cold out and I will just crank up the heat and open the windows. I just don't like being locked up. I like to hear life. I like to hear the life that is happening. All right, next one. I said I was going to talk about the bingo card. This one, the bingo card, if you haven't listened to the bingo card episode, even if you don't want to do the bingo card, the whole thing, the questions, like the squares that you get to put down and the activities that you get to do could kind of spark this new idea or something that you could do. So I would recommend doing it, if only to just hear what the options for each one are. But one of them is you choosing something nostalgic. So one of the squares is something nostalgic. And my thing for that was my great grandparents, they did the 6-hour recording, which at the time, I don't remember. Well, I must have been in my early 20s. I didn't really think too much about it, but there was a person hired that went into their home and interviewed them and asked all sorts of questions from what their grandparents were like and where they came from and what it was like when they were growing up and their families and their siblings and all these things. But first of all, being able to see them was the most amazing thing. It felt like it was so weird though, because it almost felt like they were still alive. It was kind of like it was weird because I guess I don't know if I've watched many things of people who have died and then watched videos of them. That's interesting. I've never really thought about that. And then anyway, so then I had a dream about my great grandma, which I think I've talked about here. And my younger brother, he died in an accident. It's almost 5 years now. And one of the things that I have wanted to have happen is for me to have a dream about him. And I've thought about him before going to bed and just, these things I don't know how you make yourself have a dream. But now I watch these videos and I'm like, oh, I'm watching these videos and then I had this dream. So it kind of took on a life of its own. But it's something that I have been really looking forward to doing and spending this time. And there's DVDs, which I don't have a DVD player, but apparently they make these little portable ones you just USB cord. So I just plug it into my laptop. And all my kids gathered around and watching. And we found out that my great grandma played volleyball when she was a kid. And my daughter, as you've heard me on here, I travel for volleyball with my daughter. So it was just really, really neat. There's just been some neat things that have happened since doing that. So that is my kind of that wouldn't have happened had I not had this bingo idea and then been looking up okay, how can we make this a fun bingo instead of this 2025, let's do hard shit. It's not about that. It's supposed to be something that brings you really good energy. So even if you're not going to do the full bingo, I would just recommend listening because it really might stir up some neat things. And then who the fuck knows what might happen. So that was number 4. Number 5, painting. I have talked on here about how watercolor painting has been something that I have been getting into more. I suck at it, but I have them out. And my daughter, who is in high school, she is an artist, big time. This girl has some talent. And she picked them up and started painting. And my younger girl started painting. So I'm going to make, I think, a little art nook. I've been wanting to do a new podcast studio. I have artwork for it. And I have not done this because it's going to be, we have this nook place in our house and my treadmill is right there. And I don't really use this sweet girl very much. I need her to go in the basement, but she's 5,000 bazillion pounds and I can't get it down there by myself or even with an army of people probably. So I have to figure that out, but I look forward to it. They have been sitting it out and just sit and paint. And even me just looking over or watching them paint or hearing about their creativity. There's a lot of kind of just, when you're painting and your mind kind of is free, or when you're doing any sort of arts and craft and your mind is free, there's a lot of that just free flowing conversation then too. So it's something that I'm looking forward to and I just kind of pull it out and they participate or not, but it's been a really nice thing. So I know a lot of people do puzzles that they'll just sit out and their kids will come and join them or other people will come, and walk by it and sit and do puzzles. I've thought, one, I hate puzzles, hate puzzles, but I have a cat and cats are a little asshole sometimes with knocking things off. So puzzles, I don't think, if you have an idea of how to have a puzzle out with a cat that would love nothing more than to destroy all the pieces and kick them all over the floor, let me know because I think that would be fun too. I've been really looking forward to that. So just something creative that can be left out and kind of an invitation for people to join you. That was number 5. Number 6, I rehired a coach that I was working with a couple years ago, and I haven't started yet, but I cannot tell you how excited I am and how much I am looking forward to working with her, because I think, like I said, the whole reason that this episode came up to me is because there's just so much shit, and not all the times do you have places to put the shit. And because all of my people currently have their own brand of shit that they are carrying, I'm kind of been left with all of it on my own. And that's not a place that I don't feel comfortable. I talk here. I used to talk on the internet a little more, on stories and kind of tell things, but there's been so many things that I just can't share far and wide. And that for me is really difficult. It's like a burden, because I've always had a place to kind of put the shit. And even like when I had the gym, that was like family. And you see these people daily. So they knew more about me than most anybody. So there's just a lot of things right now. So I'm really, really looking forward to connecting with her and giving her my shit. Because I even message her. I'm like, can you make space for me? I don't need much. I just need a place. I need a space. And so I'm excited because next week we just booked out a bunch of sessions. And I know I've had people reach out to me in the past, and someone recently, it's like, I just need a space. It's like, we don't even do much coaching a lot of the time. It's like, I just need a safe space to come and not have to show up in a certain way, or not have to do, small talk. Cause it's like, you have people who you can't catch everybody up on the whole plot or the story, whatever the hell they say now. So to be able to have the kind of continuity of a person that knows me, and she's fucking awesome too. So I love her so much. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. I tried to get into therapy. Let me just tell you, my insurance is shit. So that was kind of disappointing, because in my coaching role, therapy is amazing. And I often refer many of my clients out to a certain group of therapists at different places, and none of them take my insurance. And these are all ones that I love for a reason. There's a reason I refer them out. None of them take my insurance. So that fucking blows. Anyway, so if you have shit and you have the normal people are otherwise occupied, therapy or coaching, find a place to put your shit, because holding on to it, it's kind of like being constipated in life. That's no good, right? That's no good. All right, last one. This one I'm really excited about, and this is far away. Well, not that far away, I suppose, but I am really working to create a fun summer. And how can I structure my work and really have fun with my kids? My younger girls, they still kind of fight a little bit, but I had to put them in some sort of camps just to get them away from each other, because them being home for any extended amount of time would just be fighting, horrible fighting. And I didn't have this with any of our older kids. They just got along. So these two what the fuck? I was not prepared for this. I didn't even know that this type of bickering, I did, but I thought it was sort of just made up. You know how you see these on TV, they have women who go into labor in an elevator and it's like, oh my gosh, get to the hospital, and her water breaks all dramatically. I thought when people kind of depicted siblings being just assholes to each other was kind of like that, just this exaggerated experience of parenting. No. In fact, they probably did not do it justice to what I have experienced with these children. Anyway, we have moved through that stage now, and they get along so much better. So I'm really looking forward to doing little mini adventures, and they are in a couple of camps, but nothing crazy. I'm sure when I'm in it, I'm going to be like, holy fuck, what have I done? But that was one of the things I loved with my younger, or well, now they're older, but when my older kids were younger, I loved going exploring and hiking. And we're going to have to do a little bit different because these children also are the exact opposites of each other. One says the outside hurts and she hates being outside. And the other one could just be outside all day long and physical and active and running. So I'm going to have to figure out sort of a happy middle ground of how to get them out and also keep them in, and I'll figure it out. But I'm really having fun kind of looking forward to it and planning it and all of those things. So that is my list. And I even feel better just talking about it. I hope that you go make a fucking list of things you're looking forward to, because it is really, it's just do the things that you look forward to. Life, you need the fun in your life and you need things to anticipate. And actually, so something to anticipate was on the bingo card also, but I think I put a vacation for that because this girl needs a vacation. Vacation means no children. Go listen to that episode if you haven't. It was recent, so you don't have to scroll back far. And I don't know if they make Boone's Farm anymore, but I mean, that was some wild times back then. And we made it. All right. I hope you have a fabulous week. And you know what? I would love to hear the things that you are looking forward to also, because we got a lot of shit in life and we can't just sit in the shit. We have to look forward to things and do fun things and create fun things. And even if it's like the mundane turkey bacon and birds, we got to make that shit happen. All right. See you next week. Spirit of a Badass is a Lit Path Studios podcast and is produced by Jamie Gale and Alecia Jacobson. Music by Shane Ivers. We'll be back with another inspiring interview. Until then, keep your spirits high and your energy badass.